Alright guys, let's see what's on the agenda. What should we update in Rocket League? Better servers? Fix the rubber banding? Or maybe finally make the Xbox version of Rocket League playable? No. I think we need Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles DLC and a Star Wars event. Nowadays there's a higher chance that we get the Pope-mobile in Rocket League rather than this game getting a meaningful update. And I think by now that you can tell, I'm also not the biggest fan of Psyonix and Epic. I mean, how many people are? Whether you're a Rocket League player, an Apple executive, or small game developer, you probably hate Epic Games more than I do. But I don't want to just necessarily fixate on an Epic Games rant, and it's also not another Rocket League's dying or oh, the player base is vanishing kind of video. No, I think we have a different kind of issue. I mean, the player base is actually fine, but for me, the problem that the game is facing is that the game is running on autopilot essentially, without any real goal or direction given from Epic or Psyonix, and I wanted to talk about the effects that this has had on Rocket League's ecosystem. It's no surprise when people like AlphaCap talked about the drops in viewership in Rocket League. After all, the game nowadays is only people grinding comp. There's not much more to it. Similarly to CSGO in some ways, I guess. But the saddest thing is how quickly content creators go back to glazing Psyonix and Epic. Okay, and it's not specifically about this edition, it's about a lot of other microscopical additions that people hype up for no reason. But here's the reality of the situation. Content creation has never been in a drier state. Exhibit A. Just look where Rocket League is at on Twitch. And for Exhibit B, it's YouTube. On YouTube, it's a different kind of bad. What is going on guys? Today we're going to be doing the entire population of Earth versus 1 pro. Will they succeed? Today we're going to be putting 50 Grand Champs against 1 SSL. Hey gamer, today we're going to be milking the same unfunny ass content for another video. Okay look, I get content's dry, but hearing Musty say what the Sigma every video is a little off-putting. And I'm glad others see this as well. I never thought about it like this, but someone commented the other day that Musty is trying to be the Mr. Beast of Rocket League, which kind of makes sense. But this isn't about Musty. At the end of the day, this guy has the connections to be in Saudi Arabia with Neymar, so I'm sure Rocket League is the least of his concerns, so good for him. But let's be serious here. It's not easy to make content for a game that only relies on ranked and the occasional RLCS for viewership. We're at the point of just making brain rot. Now OG content creators like Rizzo have spoken very vocally about where the game is at and why content creation in Rocket League is just not in a great state. Here's just a short clip of Rizzo's only recent video about Rocket League.
An audience, but it's extremely different also as a content creator when you feel like the effort you're making is going into a game that is only going downhill. Like at that point, why would you even bother?
And I can't even disagree, but the annoying thing is that we're losing real personalities. People like Sizz and Rizzo were generally some of the most passionate people about Rocket League, as was John, who became the first Rocket League YouTuber to hit 1 million. Or Neat Mike gaining 100,000 subs in a month from his bizarrely comforting content. I mean, in an era where most content in Rocket League is either engagement bait or just using the same fucking buzzwords every video, I miss those guys more and more. But let's try cap off my points about content creation. Lack of innovation breeds lack of content. This equation can also be reversed. So without innovation, we either get less content or we get more passionless content. This, in my opinion, has been draining a lot of the soul and character of content creation. Would it be harsh for me to say that this community is losing touch with reality day by day, week by week, month by month? For starters, you have the masochists in this community which are forcing themselves to play this game, despite hating many aspects of it. The teammate paradox, for example, remains a fiercely debated topic in this community, and I've got to be honest, it just needs to fucking stop.
He's a pussy.
There's nothing left to debate. Just because you think your diamond teammate should be rotating like an RLCS player, it doesn't mean that they will. Like, get realistic. Just because you've analyzed replays and watched apparently Jack analyze a mistake in a rotations video, it doesn't mean that you have a degree in Rocket League rotations. This whole discourse alone of teammate versus you, or you versus teammate, is one of the most boring ass debates I've ever seen. And yes, I know that I need to put a disclaimer that you will in fact get some teammates so flippin' bad they'll make you want to cry. I agree. But that also doesn't warrant entire think pieces on why teammates are the #1 reason that you're losing. If you're pissed off, play once. Now that we've covered the teammate debacle, we also have to address some of the toxicity people face. Listen, I love funny toxicity, you know, some cute what a saving, some funny text chats. Isn't that bad. It's kind of funny. I mean, if the Neat Mike days have taught us anything, it's that there's always room for some hilarious interactions, but also showing us that the Rocket League experience, even before free-to-play, had drunk neckbeards harassing the fuck out of people. Now, those neckbeards have been swapped out for little preteen Fortnite players which scroll through TikTok almost every waking moment of their non-gaming lives. But yeah, we do love our light-hearted banter in this community, don't we? Don't we? I've got to be honest man, it's been nothing short of a circus nowadays. I guess there's bigger problems facing Rocket League than toxicity, but my god, what does car soccer bring out in people? In many ways though, toxic behavior has almost been encouraged, whether it's by professional players acting like 9-year-olds, or the fact that these motherfuckers at Psyonix couldn't care less if you start throwing matches. I mean, when has this button ever worked? For me, this is the painful pill that I've had to swallow. And it's the fact that people like Devin Connors, the famous Psyonix employee who used to interact regularly with the community, just doesn't care that much anymore. Like, the only way I see Psyonix really stepping it up is for them to be funded by Epic sufficiently and to release an ambitious, positive project like Rocket League 2, rather than having members of the community using it as a clout grab. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Huh?
Okay, what the fuck do you mean when you say lack of innovation, Strats? Don't worry, I'm not LinkedIn psychopath just preaching buzzwords to you. What I mean when I say innovation is actual, functioning, in-game additions that would make Rocket League a much friendlier game to casuals. Because believe it or not, playing 5-minute competitive matches for the sole purpose of ranking up becomes as fun as watching paint dry after a while. So let's put it this way, this game desperately needs a creative mode. Rocket League maps have been a thing for 8 years. So how about actually giving us a fully functional creative mode or some form of hub for Rocket League maps, without needing to go through Bacchus mod or any third-party mods. It's goddamn 2025 and Psyonix consider having the same repetitive rotation of limited time modes and Snow Day or Drop Shot a viable way of growing the casual player base. What are we smoking here, guys? There's a reason why 90% of people couldn't give a dog's poop about these modes. So why not give us a creative mode? Something that we've been begging on our knees for so long. What am I even talking about, man? We're probably getting closer to seeing Rocket League become a Fortnite game mode rather than getting a Rocket League creative mode. I mean, come on. Look at how much is possible in Fortnite. In many ways, I think that's the biggest bottleneck that Rocket League suffers from. It's the fact that newer players have to get into the grind in order to get any form of value from Rocket League. I mean, is it that weird for me to say that a game needs a healthy casual player base in order to have some character? Look, I'm not saying this game is going to decline dramatically because of the lack of options, because it still has a core esport with entertaining gameplay, which is a recipe for a long-lasting, strong game. That also doesn't mean that we shouldn't be looking at how much more potential the game has to grow. The bottom line of what I'm saying is actually pretty simple. And I'm saying this as someone who has seen many casual friends of mine leave Rocket League because of the lack of incentive for them. Why do you think that Fortnite is the big daddy of games right now? It's because it gives you so much more options for a gaming experience than many other games do. And I guess to some extent that's why games like Roblox are so popular to this day. Wider audiences simply want more choices, because at the end of the day, not everyone is a die-hard esports fan or a really competitive Rocket League player, nor do they ever want to be that. Look, I still love Rocket League, but I do also think that it could be so much more, and I do think that there's many aspects of it that have been completely neglected, and I do hope that changes soon. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching up till this point. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you next time.